Boy, I just posted a video about a week ago about how Toyota is refusing to move forward with electric cars, but now it looks like they're actually moving backwards with it. I'm gonna show you this chart that was discovered, and it's still burned into my eyes. Is how much of a polluter the Toyota is compared to everybody else, and that's how they're not moving forward or even standing still at all. Someone's gonna tell their advertising agency, because this is no longer accurate if it ever really was. I know they're going with a newer slogan now, which is "Let's go places," which kind of makes me worried. What places are they taking us? Lung disease treatment centers? I am concerned. And you know what the shame of this whole thing is? Toyota Prius, which I don't, you guys know, I don't like it in any way, shape, or form, mainly because of its shape and form. But it's at some point it was a symbol of electrification, of green energy and transportation. I know some people still think about it, but it's just ironic that only a few years later, Toyota is really becoming one of the worst enemies of the electric car community in progress. Now, again, I'm going to show you the chart in a bit, but we got to talk about the whole 1970 Clear Air Act that's now being fought over between the Trump administration and especially EPA that's in charge of it, with California. That's one of the states that have their own Clean Air Act sort of requirements, one of the harshest ones in the United States and in the world, but it's being overseen by EPA. So, and by the way, I can't look at these colors and these beautiful green colors for this agency. So let's try something different. How about this? I think this captures better vibe of what they're doing right now with their policies, really. And you know what? I think there's still something missing, because that flower is way too alive and happy with the sunset and everything. How about this? I think now I got it right. So let's talk about EPA and what they're trying to do. Now, what they're trying to do is reverse the previous administration, Obama administration, a standard that was going to require all the car manufacturers to have an average miles per gallon rating of about 54.5 miles per gallon. Trump administration wants to lower it to 37. Now, this is by 2025. So it's been working. Manufacturers were able to keep up with the incremental increases of that. But now the administration says, you know what? We don't want the states to kind of run wild. We want the single national standard. And I have to say that, generally speaking, there is a valid argument to be made that, when auto manufacturers are importing the cars or making cars here, they should play by just one rule book rather than figure out which states require what, which essentially means that California gets to dictate. Now, I like the fact that California gets to dictate this, but in all fairness, there is a valid argument. Now, in part of this lawsuit that's going back and forth, a few companies joined the Trump administration side, and they are Toyota, General Motors, Fiat Chrysler, and global automakers. And this is kind of an organization that in turn has Kia, Hyundai, Nissan, Subaru, and Mazda as members. So they've all joined this organization and essentially kind of fighting on the other side of the issue of clean energy and green energy and so forth. Now, there is a deal that was made recently with California between Ford, Honda, BMW, and Volkswagen to just kind of a side deal where they will lower the 54.5 mile per gallon standard to 50, which is not bad, about a 10% difference, and that's going to be their deal. Now, Trump administration did not like this, so that's why this whole thing is going on. Now, here, and this is where we're going to come to a few statements from Toyota that was made about it once people started saying, hey guys, what are you doing? Remember, you were supposed to. So they made some statements that are pretty funny, and by funny I mean sad, and by sad I mean really sad. So let's go over them. Before that, of course, a quick reminder that this video and this channel is sponsored by Byton, all electric SUV coming to the US, coming to Europe as well. It starts at about 45,000 American dollars, 45 euros, 45,000 euros, but zero American dollars, euros, or rubles to make a reservation. Takes about a minute of your time, actually. So go to the description of this video to join myself and over 50,000 other people and reserve your Byton today. All right, so let's get to some of the funny slash sad slash very sad statements from Toyota, and we'll start with one that says Toyota entered into this legal action not as a plaintiff or defendant and not to favor any political party. Except for that's not the case. You have actually entered into this legal action as picking a side. So that's just not true. Now they keep going with this. It says, without joining this legal action, we would have no ability to affect the outcome. Now there is, I'm trying to be fair, there is some truth to it, right? Obviously, when you're part of this legal action, there are negotiations back and forth. But again, Toyota, you got to pick the right side of the history. If you think that it's not a big deal which side you're joining, then why aren't you joining the side that you kind of tell us all that you're already part of? And here's the statement that's really gonna it's really gonna be part of the try not to laugh challenge that I've seen a lot on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. And here's try not to laugh, and I'll try not to laugh saying this. Toyota's statement literally started, I'm already doing this, literally started saying Toyota is passionate about the environment and reducing our impact. Our drive for continuous improvement of society is built into our DNA, and as a leader in the electrified vehicles is who we are as the company. I don't know what you guys are talking about. First of all, we have different definitions of what electrified vehicles are. You think electrified vehicles are hybrids, but let's remember that hybrids still only use one type of fuel, which is gasoline. Plug-in hybrids is a whole different story, because like I have a plug-in hybrid and I almost never use gas. I use mainly electric, and so most people who buy plug-in hybrids, and definitely we're not even going to talk about EVs, because you know Toyota is not making. As a matter of fact, they just announced the RAV4 is going to be made in a plug-in hybrid version, but they forgot that they've already created an electric version a few years back. So they're once again not moving forward. Where's my slide? Forget about it. They're definitely not moving forward, which brings me to this chart that was put together by Dave Cook. Don't confuse him with Dane Cook. There will be no jokes. He is a vehicle analyst for Union of Concerned Scientists. And I think all of us should be concerned, not just scientists, but he basically dug up some statistics from EPA themselves. It's funny how they're not really using their own statistics, but we will, okay? And he put together this chart, and look, the left part, I'll blow it up in a second. There's a fuel economy in miles per gallon improvement from 2012 to 2017, and also CO2 emissions decrease from the same range. So if you look at it, all manufacturers have made really good strides in terms of increasing how many miles per gallon their vehicles on average go, except for one. Can you tell which one? The one, yeah, that's right. It's in red, and it's Toyota. And then if you look at the right side, where basically the CO2 emissions have gone down to pretty much all manufacturers, and definitely if you look at the bottom, these are just like average. Once again, Toyota went against everyone, which let me point, everyone is moving forward, but Toyota is bringing us backwards. I really don't know what needs to happen with these guys for them to do the right thing. I don't know if the management needs to change. I don't know if they need to start hurting financially, because I don't think they are. Everyone's buying these hybrids and loving it. I have to admit, my parents, I mean, they've always been Toyota people, and now they love these hybrids, but something's got to give. All right, looking forward to your comments, especially if you're driving a Toyota. Let me know if this has changed your mind about maybe buying another one. And by the way, if you want to see the behind-the-scenes stuff of a lot of trips that I take, and there are a few of them that's coming up, follow me at E4Electric on Instagram, though I'm at E4Electric pretty much everywhere else. Don't forget to sign up for our free bonus stories that we send out to you guys as part of the VIP list. Check out that link in the description of the video. Other than that, I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think about this. I don't even know what to say anymore. So I'm gonna sign off. See you next time, and remember to stay charged.